So, hello and welcome to another Giga Posers video. I'm here with Kane.
Hello there.
Now, if you remember, a little while ago, I can't remember when, I did 100% playthrough of Sonic Heroes, collecting all 120 emblems and 141 A ranks. I did it in 30 hours, 46 minutes and 38 seconds. So I've created a new save file here, and the idea today is basically we're going to get through as much of Team Sonic story as we can. I'm essentially going to repeat myself, only this time I have a better microphone. So hopefully these videos should be more watchable. Special thanks again to Max Sharpington for donating the microphone after I did the first playthrough. That was really awesome of you, and it's still continuing to serve me well. So yeah, if you've seen my original playthrough, this might get a bit repetitive, but if you've not, congratulations. You're about to see me do some awesome stuff. Kane, how much do you know about this game?
Well, from what I've known, because the game came out in 2006, am I correct?
Ooh, that was a good question. Hang on. I think it's 2004, but I have to check. I think it, yes.
Actually, from the looks of things, it says, it might say 2003.
2003, jeez.
Wow, so that was 2 years before we started year 7.
Yeah, I didn't know you in 2003.
No, I don't think
we hadn't met. We met in 2005.
So no, well, as much as I know of this game, I remember my brother playing on his GameCube. But other than that, I know it's probably one of the most rated, and so probably from your experiences, probably one of the best Sonic games that's out there.
It's definitely
one of many.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favourites. I think this might, in terms of like playability, this is definitely my favourite Sonic game. In terms of story, it's not my favourite, but it's still like up there. I think all in all, yeah, this is probably one of my 3 favourite games of all time. It's the only game I'll ever claim to be amazing at. Yeah, I think my other 2 favourite games of all time at the moment being Gravity Rush and probably Nights into Dreams.
Yeah, well, yes, I know how much you've been liking Gravity Rush since.
Yeah, thanks for introducing me to that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Even originally it was Mike who I remember originally playing it on his PS Vita when he was still playing his Vita, obviously. And I just happened to come back to it until I realised there was a PS4 remaster, and then had to buy a copy, which cost me about 15 quid, which wasn't too bad for a really good game.
That's pretty good, actually. I can't remember how much I paid for it. Probably about the same, maybe a tiny bit more, actually. Just because, I think when I got it, it might have been like 20 quid. What's up here?
There's blocks and balloons with stars on it.
Yay. Oh, well, that was a waste of time. I was probably going to get one of those anyway.
You collected 6 rings.
Yes. So, I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, but I might stop to pick stuff up. I don't know. The point is to try and complete the game 100%, which means I've got to A-rank everything. If for some reason I don't A-rank a level, I will come back to it, but unlike last time where I kind of did a lot of it off-screen, I'm going to try and film as much as I possibly can. So even if I don't A-rank a level, I'll go back to it. I'll do a separate video where I go back and A-rank the stuff I didn't A-rank before. I'm hoping that, well, in an ideal world that will be none of the levels, but as few as possible. I can definitely A-rank this. It's not a difficult level.
No.
Some of the levels later on are quite difficult. I had a problem with Egg Fleet last time, trying to A-rank that, but even then I will do it, even if it means, even if it takes several attempts. I will only do the video of the attempt that I actually did it. I'm going to ignore those guys. Spike! So, the 2 points to having Kane here. One is because I kind of want to give him a better idea of the game. It's like a show and tell kind of thing. The other is that he keeps the conversation going, so instead of me like muttering to myself like a crackhead like I always used to do, it's just going to be a bit easier that way to maintain the conversation. I'm gonna get you to Google some stuff for me if I have questions. I don't know, if we get bored we'll do some would you rathers, so I'll get you to find some interesting ones of those.
Yeah.
And we will discuss. No! Want the rings.
You missaid precious rings.
Problem is, can I actually reach him? Yeah.
Just that 800, just to get that from that 800 to the 1000 bonus, was it? Or was it just...
Yeah, it just gets you extra points. Essentially, there's like a point barrier, but with Team Sonic you'll get loads of points if you do the level quickly.
Because how many points, well, how many like bonus points would you need to
It
like
varies massively depending on the level. Some levels it's actually not that many, some levels it's loads. I think, for example, like on levels like Egg Fleet, it's actually really hard to get points. Let's use a Team Blast here. Each team has a Team Blast, and so it wipes out all the enemies on screen unless they've got like massive health bars, in which case it dramatically cuts their health.
Which doesn't display, right?
Yeah, the health bars will display. I'll show you in a sec. There's an extra life. On these small fry, it's very hard because I can with Knuckles I can kill him in one punch. I don't want that. But yeah, on some of the tougher enemies, you'll see the health bars, like the bosses mainly. This is actually the first Sonic game to feature health bars on enemies. Usually in Sonic, like in the Sonic Adventure games, you can kill most enemies in one hit, and even the bosses don't have health bar. Well, no, the bosses do have health bars, but they're not quite the same as these. These health bars actually tell you how many hits you need to kill the thing. So we'll find an enemy and I'll use Sonic on him and I'll show you. Because Knuckles can kill these small enemies in one punch, whereas Sonic needs a couple of hits. Although I don't know, actually with his homing attack fully leveled up. Oh, never mind. So I'll have to show you in a different level, but essentially, so you see those little white dots next to the character?
Yes.
So the number of dots that have gone white is how many power cores you have. So
each one has a power core.
Yeah, so the more they've all got 3 power cores at the moment. So the more power cores, they're those little coloured balls you collect. The more power cores you collect, the stronger your characters become.
Oh, and was it the power cores? Those little yellow orbs.
Yeah, so
that
like
you picked up during that level.
Yeah, so like the yellow ones are for Tails, the blue ones are for Sonic, and the red ones are for Knuckles. And essentially, yeah, so it makes for stronger.
So like that red one over there?
Yeah, that's a red power core. I mean, I'm already maxed out at the moment, but essentially, yeah, collect like 3 power cores and it fully powers up your character.
Ah.
So the one I always power up first is Tails, because his Thunder Shoot attack is the most useless attack if it's got no power cores. If he's got 3, it's one of the best attacks like in the game.
UA ranked it.
Yay! I mean, oh, what a surprise.
Clearly, Mr. Asia does not play Sonic Heroes 24/7.
No, I've never played this game before. Like, what? Sonic what?
Heroes, don't you remember? I played it as a child, GameCube, childhood days.
Oh, okay. So each there's 14 stages, but they're paired. So that first one was Seaside Hill, the second one is Ocean Palace. As you can probably see, they're quite similar in design. So you'll get that like so the levels come in 2s. So now we've got 2 seaside levels. This is the second one. Next we'll have 2 city levels. Then we got 2 casino levels, and then 2 like desert levels. Then it goes to forest levels. I believe then it's the air fleet levels, which is the last 2 levels. So it's all, yeah, everything's themed. We want on every even numbered stage. Notice I'm getting the power core with Tails because he's the best one to level up first. What was I saying? Get the key, because we want the emerald. So each even number stage has a key.
The key which you use for
special stages to get the Chaos Emeralds. So what I've got to do is not get hit now for the rest of the level, which shouldn't really be a problem, as long as I'm not careless. And then we get a chance to snag us a Chaos Emerald. Ooh.
Which helps you just get that extra bit more to get A rank for completing the level, or is it for any bonuses you unlock?
You also need them to complete the game, like fully, because to fight the final boss you need all the Chaos Emeralds.
All of them?
Yeah, because you need to go to Supersonic.
And how many do you need in total?
7.
7 Chaos. Oh yeah, makes sense from the actual TV series.
Yeah, I believe in the first few Sonic games I think there were only 6. I think in Sonic 1 there are 6 Chaos Emeralds. And there are other like 2D games, like really old 2D games where there's like 5. But yeah, in all the 3D games and later Sonic games, the continuity is that there's 7 Chaos Emeralds, and he uses them to turn into Supersonic, which is an idea totally not stolen from Dragon Ball Z.
No, I always got that feel, even though Dragon Ball Z is like one of my most favourite franchises.
Yeah, you're a massive DBZ fan. Unfortunately, Sonic did steal the Super Saiyan idea from Dragon Ball Z. But, you know, it's still pretty cool. There's ever so slight differences. For example, so like Super Saiyan's eyes are green, whereas Sonic's eyes are already green, so they decided to make him red.
Yeah, so I swear I noticed that from Sonic X, the TV series.
Oh, Sonic X was great.
Yeah, I only watched probably 3 episodes, and I wish I watched more.
I think I've watched all of it. Some of it in Japanese, some of it in English. There's a lot of stuff. Well, I say a lot of stuff. There's stuff cut out from the Japanese version in the English version.
It's just that dilemma of always watching any sort of animation or any cartoon in subbed or dubbed. It always turns out differently. It's like when you watch a specific series in subbed and you really enjoyed it in sub, but you would never go back to you would never choose to watch the English because you enjoyed the sub so much, vice versa.
Oh yeah,
the other way around.
Yeah, it depends on if there's actually a good dub of it. Like some dubs are fantastic. Like I've recently been watching Blood Lad because it was on my list, and to be fair, the dub of that is really good. I'd only ever watched like the first episode in sub before. But yeah, the dub is actually fantastic. I love the fact that Staz has like a stoner voice. Like, it's just really, it kind of reminds me of Shikamaru from Naruto. You know, just like completely like uncaring. Oh yeah, I just want to go to sleep.
It's totally boring.
Yeah, it's so yeah. Some have really good dubs, and then you've got like No Game No Life that has a terrible English dub.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to remember. Did we actually? I think we watched this in sub.
We mostly watched in sub. I believe we may have seen a couple of episodes in dub.
Yeah.
But then we decided to go straight back to. Oh god. We went straight back to subbed after we realised the dub wasn't that good. I think it's mostly. Crap. What are the characters even called in No Game No Life? I can't actually remember.
Oh god, I can't think of the life of me, not unless I looked at the actual DVD case or looked on Goggle.
Oh, can you Google it for me? That can be our first Google of the day. Let's have a second key.
Let's have the Google of the day.
Yeah, what are the... just Google like No Game No Life, see what the characters are called. I need Sonic for this bit.
Not that.
Kane, we're about to get chased by a giant frickin' rock.
Rock?
Yeah,
had a very
that thing.
Wow. It looks
Satan's...
like a Satan's rock wheel.
I was going to say Satan's testicle, but it's not even testicle shaped.
No, it's more round.
It's hideous, whatever it is. Oh no, both of Satan's testicles are now chasing us.
Thinking about No Game No Life, I wonder when the movie's going to be out.
Oh crap, there's 3 of them now. That doesn't make sense.
3 deadly rock wheels.
Indeed.
Summoned by Satan.
So yeah, what are the characters in No Game No Life called?
So we have the guy Sora, And
Sora and Chino. Yeah. So in the dub, the girl who voices Shino does it in the most horrendous monotone. But I think that might have been the point. I think maybe because she's meant to be autistic and the whole, stereotype of the autistic monotone. But it's distracting.
And you A ranked again.
Like, okay, so here is where we get the Chaos Emerald, or hopefully. This is the most stressful part of the whole game, and I've got to do it 7 times. This first one's easy, because there's no mines.
So how many special stages?
There's 7 altogether. I mean, there's 14 technically, but we only have to do 7.
So basically for the amount of Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, so 7 to get the Chaos Emeralds, another 7 just gets you extra lives, which we're not going to need.
So you're catching balloons, or you actually... Oh no, you were just racing to get the Chaos Emerald, but the balloons, I'm guessing, gives you a speed boost.
Yeah, the balloons give you a speed boost, and the emerald flies away from you, because apparently Chaos Emeralds do that.
Totally, man.
It's really stupid and trippy, and everyone hates these special stages. They should have just integrated them into the plot like they do in, other 3D Sonic games.
I'm just on Google again, trying to find any more information about the No Game No Life movie.
Oh yeah, like, has that come out yet? Ooh, okay. So this is the first boss, and I can't remember how long we actually have to defeat this boss.
It's Dr. Eggman and a Red Falcon.
Yeah.
Ship thing.
This is the Egg Hawk. So basically, in the boss battles in this game, they're time based. They're not point based. So we gotta remain slow. Yeah, we gotta be slow because we want him to land. If he doesn't land, I have to restart. Land. Yes. Right, so he lands. We punch the shit out of him. And basically, like I say, all the bosses are time based. So the quicker we take him out, the better score we'll get, and we want an A rank. No.
And I presume those little circles were his health bar.
Yes, there we go. Yeah. So you saw the health bar going down. Yeah. So that's definitely an A rank. There's no way we didn't A rank that. But yeah, all the bosses are time based. So 40 seconds. That's got to be an A. Yeah.
Ready for the junk pile.
So yeah, you're learning more and more about this game as we go along. So that was the first 2 levels and the first boss. Like, in my original playthrough, that was the first video, is that I did the first 2 levels and the first boss.
Oh yes, from your first playthrough part.
Yeah. This is Grand Metropolis. Yeah, essentially all of Sonic's missions and Team Sonic, Team Rose and Team Dark, all their missions are just get from A to B.
Yeah.
But the ways to A rank them are as follows. Team Sonic, do it as fast as possible, which we're trying to do. Team Dark, kill as many robots as possible. Team Rose, collect as many rings as possible. Team Chaotix, pray to God that you get an A rank, because Team Chaotix missions are bullshit. Yeah, that is how you Sonic Heroes. Obviously, try and multitask, like I'm doing. So we're killing robots, but we're doing it quickly. We're collecting rings, but we're doing it quickly.
And yes, and I've just realised again the health bars on them.
Yeah, the turtle robots are quite strong.
Beginning to notice already.
Shall we see what's in here? Push the switch. Please be a fly core. No. I can't actually remember everything that's in here. I don't understand what the point is of having flying robots with no guns. They're just there to be destroyed by me.
To be there as a distraction to think that they're deadly, but they're not.
I don't want that key. Kill all of you with my super special team blast. It's not that special, actually. So all the other teams, their team blast has a residual effect. So with Team Sonic, it's you Yeah, I can't even remember what it's called. It's called like the light speed attack, where if Tails thunder shoots Sonic and Knuckles. Oh, there we go. Got another team blast. Sometimes they'll be in that ball form, which can take out more enemies. So that's kind of useful. Team Dark freezes time temporarily, which is annoying because it means you can like kill more stuff in less time, but it also freezes progression. So for example, that bridge, if I froze time with Team Dark, would not come down. I'd have to wait for it.
So it wouldn't stop it, it would just really cause it very, very slowly to drop.
I'm gonna ignore that stuff. Die. So this is the light dash tutorial. Essentially, it just tells you how to light dash. Oh, do I do this? This is sketchy. Ooh, we did it.
He aced it. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Fly, 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 fly.
Except nearly falling to your death, but you saved yourself using Tails.
Yeah. That was basically unavoidable. I had to fly across because I used up all the ring gaps. So yeah, all of this is just teaching you how to light dash. I believe Shadow can do the same thing. It's just he calls it Dark Dash.
Dark Dash.
But it's the same thing.
I would almost go for the verge of Shadow Dash.
Yeah.
Instead of Dark Dash, even though
Rapid Dash if it's Pokemon.
Unless he really just names it after his team, basically, and being called Team Dark, then maybe that. But if it was me,
I did not need that.
Being Shadow the Hedgehog, I would call it Shadow Dash.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's just me being a bit OCD in particular.
Knuckles' main gimmick is that he punches things.
And has basically spikes on his fists.
In the in the classic games, Knuckles couldn't punch, or in a lot of the classic games. Yeah, he could glide. He could glide into things with his knuckles, but he couldn't actually punch per se. Who do I want a power core for? Knuckles. So now my characters are all fully maxed out again. So with Sonic, it just means his homing attack is a lot more powerful. Otherwise, if I was a not leveled up Sonic, it would take me several hits to take out that robot. Knuckles' punches are powerful from the get-go. His Knuckles has like this final attack he does, and that gets better depending. So this is like the ultimate final attack where he does 1, 2, 3. Oh, hang on. And it makes a rain of fireballs. That's his leveled up final attack. Yep, Switch was jammed up the robot's arse. Don't look too deep into that. I made that joke last time. I can't remember a lot of the jokes I made in my first playthrough. They were terrible.
As I can see, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails has both, or all three have different attributes that contribute to each team.
Yep.
So Sonic is about lots to do with the speed work.
Yep.
Tails has a lot to do with flight and aerial capabilities, and Knuckles is basically your brute strength.
Yep. And that is essentially this game's main gimmick, is teamwork.
Yeah.
So Sonic's got most of the ability. Like the speed character has most of the abilities. You will need your speed character to get through most obstacles. Like for example, later on you'll find golden turtles, and you have to flip them onto their back, like I'm doing now, in order to kill them. They've also got the tornado attack, like you saw me do, is for like spinning on poles and stuff. They've got the triangle jump, so they can. What does triangle jump do? It sticks to walls essentially, gets you across chasms. What else can they do? Oh, Rocket Excel can destroy. Rocket Excel is only really useful in one level, and that's Egg Fleet, where you have to use it. But honestly, the spin dash would be better, but you can't do the spin dash in this game because they made it team focused. So it's Rocket Excel, and it's kind of crap, but there we go.
And you achieved your third A rank.
Yay!
I'm just going to end up keeping a tally of this because I just.
So we are in the power plant now. I just like to be annoying and call it power.
Power plant.
when I was in the States, I probably told you the story anyway, but for the benefit of those watching, I went to the States last year on my own, and I thought, you know what, the best way to meet people was to go to a church. Now, I'm not religious, but you can, people in churches are unlikely to want to rob you blind, I hope. So I went to this church, and the priest was like, oh, it wasn't a priest, it was like a pastor, whatever. He was like, oh, I see we have some new faces in here today, being typical friendly Americans. And he was like, so who are you, where are you from? And it got to me, and I was like, I'm AJ, I'm from Oxford, England. And he was like, Oxford, England, wow, you've come a long way. Yeah. And it's like, one of our parishioners, Orville, is from England. So he introduced me to this really posh guy called Orville. He's really nice, he showed me around. But he introduced me to a Netflix series. It's called Power, but because he's really posh, he calls it Pa. I haven't actually watched any more of that since I got back from the States, and that was like a year ago. But we watched quite a bit of that. I actually missed the 4th of July celebrations. I wanted to go to see the fireworks, but I ended up, we were just like at his apartment watching football. Which is weird, because like, I don't even watch football. But
I swear mostly football to Americans is like the American football.
oh no, I mean, we're watching what they would call soccer. I don't want to go that way because this way.
Oh
is
yeah,
much
that's
fun.
true. They do call football soccer.
Yeah, they call it soccer, but yeah, they got American football. But obviously, this guy being English, like we watched like actual football.
Yeah.
Football where you use your feet like all the time.
Yeah.
As opposed to American football where you carry the ball. I suppose you run with it. I suppose that technically entails using your feet.
Yes, I guess in some ways it does.
But I
think there was a red power call.
Yes, there is. I wouldn't call it football per se. Sonic's going to take pole dancing lessons, and they seem to have paid off because he's really freaking good at it. Why is Sonic really good at everything he does? Except swimming. And, being a romantic.
You wouldn't see him rescuing Amy Rose from a stream.
Oh, he rescues her, and then she thanks him by trying to rape him constantly, so that's kind of a weird arrangement they've got going there.
Lols.
I think it's a Japanese thing. I honestly do.
Yes.
Ah, no. Never mind. It's fine. Just means we've got to faff around a little bit more getting up. But yeah, that's a weird dynamic. Like, I think that's a Japanese thing. I mean, you notice in like anime, there's always like character stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like you've always got like the angry, flat-chested girl, which I think Amy is like one of those kind of characters. And you've got like the dopey but lovely girl with like massive boobs.
Yeah.
Or you've got what male stereotypes do they have in anime?
Well, they have. How do I put it? They've got the really I'd say crazy, like.
They've got like the big brute stereotype. But the thing is as well, like, how in the West we've got like the stereotype of like a little man syndrome. Yeah. So essentially short guys being really angry.
Yeah, short man angry face.
Being a fairly short man myself, I acknowledge the stereotype. I think it's wrong, but it's just a stereotype. But in Japan they don't seem to have that. No. Like in a lot of anime, like a lot of the main characters, like all the badass characters, are quite short. I mean, you got like Captain Levi in Attack on Titan. He's incredibly short, incredibly badass.
He is my favourite character, by the way. Just pointing out.
Kane's favourite character. You've got Sonic, obviously, is a badass character. He's a meter tall. Or 3 feet for you Imperial people. Ah, no.
I was almost about to say about those.
I just died, for God's sake.
Oh dear. So
right, what we're going to do, Kane, we're going to fast forward through this.
Right.
Okay, we're back. So, Kane was just saying how some anime actually do have the short man stereotype. You've got Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yes, where he's constantly trying to be better than Goku, which that in pretty much practically through most of the series he is trying to be better and being the prince of all the Saiyan race.
And not so much angry, but you've also got Krillin. I mean, he's not angry, but he is kind of weak. Whereas, like I say, in a lot of anime, short characters tend to be badass.
Yes.
Oh, I thought of another short badass character. You've got Toshiro Hitsugaya from Bleach.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
that is true.
He's short because he's a kid, but
Yeah.
you know, I suppose there's a lot of badass kid characters.
He almost does look like a child, even though he's a captain.
Well, obviously, I mean, he's old, like, compared to a human, but then Soul
Yeah.
Reapers live a lot longer than humans.
That is very true. I can't remember the last time I watched Bleach. I was on my verge of going through, how do I say, the eighth series, but I was only watching stuff that was relevant to the story and not filler.
I skipped to the end. Once I got to the Huecamundo arc, damn it! Where like they're going to Huecamundo and you meet like Nell and her brothers.
Oh yes.
I kind of stopped. Like after the Ulquiorra fight, I didn't bother watching anymore. I just skipped straight to the Aizen fight.
But that was a good fight, the Ulquiorra versus Ichigo.
Yeah, that was
It's
a good
probably
fight.
one of the best fights you'll ever see in the Bleach series, in my opinion. Well, obviously, I've only seen leaked footage or watched leaked footage of Aizen, Captain Aizen
No.
versus Ichigo, and that's supposed to be a very good fight.
Oh, they basically did that like a while ago, but I remember watching that fight, but that was like, yeah, so I skipped ahead to the end, because like I say, I even like when I did watch Bleach, bearing in mind this was like back in school, so
Oh, yeah.
we're probably talking like pre-2012 here.
Pre-2012.
It was a long time since I watched Bleach.
I remember hearing about it back in school, but that was before I even got into anime.
God damn it, why do I keep walking into things? Look at that, Sonic spazzing out there.
He's having a moment.
Yeah. At least the characters are maxed out. It's alright, I probably won't hold on to my rings anyway for this level because of the bit at the end, which I believe we should be near now. I hope we're near. Are we near?
Do you think you're still on for an A rank?
Oh,
Going
yeah.
up to 7 minutes and
Yeah.
20 seconds.
Here we are, this is the end. So let's get the key, because we want the key, because we want the emerald.
Oh, which will get you to the special stage.
Yes. So you're supposed to do this as various characters. If I die on this bit, I'm going to be so annoyed. Because it's going to be a pain to do the whole level again. As you can see, the falling parts... Right. Jump! Oh, God. Well, that sucked. Yep. We'll leave this to Tails. Come on. Yes! I'm going to want that.
Those barrier devices look like the ones we saw in the past. We can probably destroy them if we take out
Right.
all of the robots.
Yes. See the heat. It's
The heat is rising up.
yeah, it's meant to represent energy, but energy doesn't have a color. You can't like physically see energy.
No.
I'm not going to argue with that because it's a game about a super fast hedgehog whose shoes somehow never like
Even though
burn
there's
to
like
dust.
so many different... Like, when there's like so many representations in energies, like for anime, for example, like there's...
Like in Dragon Ball Z, for example.
Yes. Like the colour that represents the energy from Super Saiyans, which
God damn
is
it!
yellow.
Stupid B rank. Right, I'll have to. This is the first level I'm gonna have to go back and do.
Oh dear.
Oh, that sucked. Never mind. It's okay. We're still gonna 100% the game. I think this happened last time. I think last time I played this, I couldn't A rank Power Plant the first time. It's an annoying level, but we will. We'll A rank it because I said so. Right, come on. Now these mines are a pain. They slow you
So all
down.
the special stages get more difficulty.
Yes.
as well as the normal stages.
It gets to a point where you have to like collect balloons on the ceiling. Don't hit the mines. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We're almost there. We're almost there. Yes! See, that was like the second easiest one.
Yeah,
But-
so I'm guessing I didn't ask what other harder special stages there are.
Oh, it's so stressful. The most stressful part of the game. I might not be able to get them all with Team Sonic. There's a good chance I will have to get some of them with Team Rose. Because, one, because Team Rose is the second team I'm going to play as, and two, because Team Rose is shorter stages.
Darling Sonic,
Amy, what are you doing?
So this is
Sonic, this
the
time
first
there's no
time
way
in
out
this
of
game
here.
that Amy tries to rape Sonic.
Hmm.
This is... I want to say this is a common occurrence, but I don't think they run into Team Rose again. We will get to play as Team Rose, so you'll learn more about why they've crossed paths here. Alright, how long have I got? I think... Oh, damn it.
Are you playing with that girl's heart again, Sonic?
Oh no, don't stand near the edge. Die.
Don't get me wrong here.
Yes.
Are you trying to take out Team Rose?
Yes. But I think I've only got 30 seconds to do it.
Oh.
I need to knock Big off. Go on, you fat bastard, go away.
Yeah.
I think I've only got 30 seconds, so I might have to restart that. This is the hard bit, because as I say, I've got 30 seconds to knock Team Rose off the ledge, thereby killing them.
Killing them. That sounds so horrible.
Are you playing with that
Ah, you know what? There we go, if I get a power core.
Imagine if you were out there legitimately wanting to kill Team Rose.
I'm sure a lot of people want to kill Team Rose. Well, mostly Amy. Okay, it's gotten... Again, I think it's 30 seconds I have. It might be a minute.
Time you're mine.
You might think it's a minute.
But I know if I do it in 30 seconds... No! I basically can't afford to get hit. Get the power core.
Ah, so if you basically get hit once with each bit, or just like the enemies, all the characters have health bars of their own.
Alright, I need to wait for him to stand up. Go off the ledge! You know what, I'm gonna risk it and see if it's a minute. Die, Amy. Tails never liked you. Yes. Right, let's see if it's 30 seconds or a minute, because if it's 30 seconds, it means I've got to go back to it. If it's a minute, I think we're good. How long did it take? 44 seconds. No!
Hurry, but we're in a hurry.
Okay, it's 30 seconds. Again, I'm going to have to go back and redo this. I cannot believe that. So Kane, make note for future reference. These character battles, or these team battles, 30 seconds. Also, could you pass me the Pepsi? My throat is a little bit dry.
Aye, sir.
I guess we're going to have to share.
He slowly opens it.
Amy sure doesn't give up that easy.
While you hear fizz in the background.
Cheers, chap.
Sure is bright here. We got some time.
Feeling lucky.
You're at the arcade.
Let's go.
How do we manage to blow all that time? So these levels are a bit annoying because of these pinball tables.
And the idea of this pinball table, you just got to complete it like a normal stage.
Yeah, but as you can see, progression is a bit difficult. There we
You
go.
get added bonus for the amount of rings you get in the pinball.
You do, but you
But
obviously
I'm
it's,
guessing, like, just as always, the dynamic with Team Sonic is just how quick you complete it.
yeah, and also given the fact that rings on this stage are actually quite easy to obtain, I think in theory, depending on how much time you want to spend, you can, in theory, get up to 999 rings on this stage. Because that's how many rings you can hold. I don't want the key.
Thinking back to an earlier subject we were talking about, I have just found a top 20 angry anime characters list.
Oh, go on then.
So, at number 20, we have Sakura from Naruto Shippuden.
Yes, because everyone hates her. Come on, Knuckles.
Okay. At number 19, we have Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z.
I can see that.
Yes, I can definitely see that also.
I haven't actually seen much Dragon Ball Z.
No, I've completed the series. It's again one of my favourite series, but obviously it's if there's only like a few filler episodes, but then if you're one of those people who wants to like just know the story very quickly, and you're better off watching the Kai series, which is basically the same series but condensed down and taking it from, I would say, more from a manga's perspective.
Yeah. Will's lent me Kai.
Have you watched that yet?
No, not as much as I should have.
Nah.
So, I was going to make a point here. Something about Dragon Ball Z Kai,
Oh yes.
but I can't remember what the point was. But yeah, essentially, like you say, it's condensed down, which is a really good idea actually. It just like gets rid of the filler episodes.
And also gets more to the main point of each of the many sagas.
Yeah, it's the main anime, but it's edited. The fights, I'm guessing, are edited as well to be a bit
Yes.
shorter.
Like a lot of basically Kai shortens down the build up to the sort of like major fights in each of the arcs. So there's not so many build episodes to, say, for example, the Cell Saga or Cell Game Saga to be exact. Like where Kai just takes you more instantly to the main fight,
Yeah.
to the major fight for those who have seen the series. But at the same time, for those who might not have seen the series, I'll restrict myself from saying any further information.
I mean, to be fair, Dragon Ball Z has been out for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
But then, like I say, it's probably wise. I don't really care about spoilers personally, but I know some people watching
Yeah.
might, so let's give them the benefit of the... I would say the benefit of the doubt, but that's the wrong
Yeah.
phrase.
I was about to say back to that list
No.
I got onto.
Yeah.
At number 18 we have Kenshin Himura from, if I pronounce this correctly, Rurouni Kenshin, which is one of those really old animes about
I haven't seen it.
a certain like sort of swordsman or samurai, as it were to be,
Oh, okay.
and he just
Yeah, he looks angry from the
yeah,
way he's
very
frowning
angry
and-
from
you know.
his unsheathing his sword and doing dramatic effects by making people scared. And but moving on, 17 we have Guts from Berserk, which is about a guy, yes, who I
I
believe
haven't
is
seen-
very angry with
I haven't seen Berserk. I've been told it's really good.
Yes, I hear so also. People have been telling me to pick that series up also. I think this is, yes, so at 16 we have Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, which is he's
not
like the
seen One
main
Piece.
character.
I know he's the main character, but I have not seen One Piece. But
It's
he doesn't seem angry. From what I have seen, he doesn't seem angry.
It's probably just from the sheer image I'm looking at right now.
Okay, what's the next one?
15 we have
Ichigo.
Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach, the series everyone should know.
He's kind of an angry guy, but that's because he's
Yeah.
15. All 15-year-olds are kind of angry. Well, no, that's not strictly true. Let's go down here. I did that on purpose, by the way, because I wanted to cut a corner. I didn't want to be sent somewhere else.
So 14 we have Lelouch from Code Geass, which, to be fair, I'm quite surprised he's in the list.
Well, you're the one who's seen Code Geass, actually.
but then having said that, I can see why they put him down there, because he's kind of angry about Britannia.
Oh, no, actually, you showed me the first episode of Code
Yeah.
Geass, and aren't they like some sort of Nazis, except they're British?
Yes, it's
That's really
basically
annoying.
a massive. It's basically a massive war between about the capital of Britannia and
Basically Britain, but Nazis.
yeah, pretty much like that, and where they both also fight in massive mechas, which they called them as nightmare frames.
I find that a little bit rich though, because for one thing, the British helped defeat the Nazis. I know, like in America, there are lots of Nazi supporters over here, but we did help defeat the Nazis. And for another thing, Japan sided with the Nazis in World War II. So why the hell do they get to be the good guys and we have to be the Nazis? If anyone should be the Nazis, it's the Japanese, seeing as they have a history of working with the Nazis. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then again, I suppose it's like the concept of Captain America being a Hydra agent. It's like a lot of people don't like that as an idea for obvious reason. But anyway, I digress. Like I say, you're the one who's actually seen Code Geass, but the
Yeah.
episode you showed me kind of annoyed me. It's like, what do you mean Britannia are the Nazis? I mean, I suppose if you've seen V for Vendetta, there's kind of
I've heard about it. I don't think I've actually seen any form of episodes.
oh, V for Vendetta is a film.
Oh yeah,
It's
what am I
very
thinking?
good.
What am I thinking?
It's got Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman in it.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the films she's actually good in.
Why I thought it was an anime series. I must be losing the plot.
I have to say though, I think child Natalie Portman is a better actress than adult Natalie Portman, but I have not seen a whole lot of adult Natalie Portman stuff, so maybe my opinion's slightly biased, but she was terrible in Star Wars. And to be fair, she had to work with Hayden Christensen, so perhaps she's not entirely to blame for that. But you know. Oh, I mean, you've seen the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah.
She's not good in those.
No, she's not great.
I think she's probably acting that way on purpose, though.
A lot of people
No, it's not.
have everything now onto a very different subject from what we were like about Star Wars. It's like everyone will always say that the original trilogy was the best, which I can see why. It's the original trilogy is great, and I wouldn't but from the prequels, there were some good moments from the prequels. I'll still think the Phantom Menace for me was one of my favourites, but there's a lot of people say no, it's not good, but everyone has an opinion, and
I don't think the Phantom Menace is as bad as everyone thinks it is.
no, I love it for the sheer fact it had the pod racing scenes.
I'm not massively into Star Wars. I have seen every Star Wars film at least once. I have seen the Phantom Menace once. I thought it was okay. But then again, like I say, I'm not a die-hard Star Wars fan. Like, I think Star Wars as a whole is just a bit meh. But I imagine maybe hardcore fans of Star Wars are, maybe they are angry about them. I wouldn't know.
No.
But, yeah, like, I don't know. I didn't... As a whole, I didn't think the Star Wars prequels were that bad. But like I say, a lot of people be like, oh, the original series is the best. I don't really care. Like, I watched it as a kid. It's okay. But I wouldn't consider myself part of the Star Wars fandom. Rogue One was good.
Yeah, everyone's saying that the Star Wars side story was a really good.
And also, bear in mind, we were little kids when, like, Attack of the Clones came out.
That is true.
So, like, when Attack of the Clones first came out, I remember thinking it was quite good. I've watched it back as an adult, and it's like, wow, this is god-awful. But, like, as in, I'm not talking about, oh, it's ruined Star Wars. No, I just mean as a standalone film, it's awful. Forget the fact this is associated with Star Wars, because I don't really care about that. But, yeah, it's just a god-awful film. And I think people often say that Revenge of the Sith, is it the last one they did? So episode 3. Everyone keeps saying that is probably the best prequel. And honestly, again, I've only seen it once, so I can't really remember.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. But like I say, I don't really give a damn. What you must bear in mind about Star Wars is that George Lucas never planned on just making one trilogy. it's like the Assassin's Creed games. There were always going to be more. Like, Assassin's Creed never planned on just making the one game. They were going to make a series. George Lucas was going to make 3 or 4 trilogies.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're currently on the 3rd. I do love the fact that they rejected his script for it.
They did.
Yeah. There was an article on Encyclopedia which is quite sadly true. It's like, so the Star Wars prequels got slated for not being enough like the originals, and then the new trilogy, so the one with Force Awakens and that, was slated for being too much like the originals. Which basically goes to show that fandoms are children and there's no pleasing them, and you should just stop trying. This is the mistake that Sonic team made when they made Sonic Unleashed. They asked their fans what they wanted, but it's like sometimes people don't know what they want. Sometimes they think they know what they want. You've just got to give them what you think they want.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
Don't let the fans make their own game, because it will turn out shit.
Well.
Like Sonic
because
Unleashed.
I think the majority is like a lot of people, you know, have very different ideas, and it's basically those who are wanting to make, you know, a sort of fan-made game. It's like, you know, it's like whose opinion do you take the most from, or do you? But I'm guessing it's kind of like a majority of taking everyone else's like ideas and sort of like trying to coax them into like one big idea in some ways.
Fan-made games I can appreciate, like Undertale started out as an Earthbound hack. So I appreciate the value of fan-made games, but this we're talking about like going to the fans and saying, what do you want in a game? And them throwing their stupid suggestions at you. It's Satoshi Tajiri, the guy who created Pokemon. He actually released a thing that basically said, yeah, we take in all your like ideas that you send us, you know, for Pokemon, and we talk about them in meetings and we laugh at you. It's like, do you know how ridiculous some of these ideas are and how difficult it would be, like, to listen to all your ideas? Now, bearing in mind, there's a lot of shit Pokemon out there.
Well,
I mean,
don't remind me.
I gave up on Pokemon Black and White when I found out that like Trubbish was a Pokemon, because that is a god awful design for a Pokemon.
I've just thought like ideally I thought they should have stopped at Sinnoh, which is basically the Diamond and Pearl and Platinum games.
Those games were alright. That's really where my interest in Pokemon stopped. There we go, 3rd Chaos Emerald in the bag. Yeah, I played Pokemon Pearl, and that's really the most recent Pokemon game I played. Apparently, like Sun and Moon is good, but I've not. But that's coming from Will, and Will seems to like all Pokemon games, so I'm not sure.
Well, I've seen some of the designs from Pokemon Sun and Moon, and I think the region is called the Aloha region, and none of the new designs of Pokemon excite me. Doesn't make me want to actually play the game. But then the most recent Pokemon game I last played was Alpha Sapphire, which is basically the
Ruby and Sapphire.
Basically remastered Ruby and Sapphire, which you've said, which is basically going for the home region, and that's a pretty good region. Not one of my favourites, but still a good region. And again, Ruby and Sapphire were good games, and Emerald if you count that in as well.
Yeah. When I was in the States, I played Pokemon Ruby, like, to completion. I started it on like the train journey from DC to Virginia, and was just playing Pokemon the whole time. It's, it's good. I mean, I really enjoy like Ruby and Sapphire. I've never played Alpha Ruby and Sapphire. I think they kind of they got rid of like the grinding aspect of it, which is kind of annoying, because I think that was one of the best parts about Pokemon, is that you're supposed to have to grind. Alright, you know what? Let's do that and then get another Team Blast.
Skadoosh.
Obviously, like, everyone's got their own opinions, and no one opinion is going to be correct. No.
On the subject of Pokemon, I noticed my brother's playing a new, which I believe is sort of a fan-made game, but it's a new Pokemon PC MMO, which actually from the way, like, I think what I know about it and what he's told about it is it's basically you're playing through all the regions, but the design of the game is basically taking it from the Game Boy versions.
Oh, right.
But the idea is you play through the regions, so he's just been through Kanto, and the idea is once you complete Kanto, you obviously go to Johto, but it resets, so you start a new team.
Alright.
And you go through the game again, but obviously, but in Johto this time. But I think the idea is you can play through, I'm guessing most up to the up-to-date regions, but you can actually acquire most of all the other Pokemon from all the regions. So basically, you can have your dream team, like each Pokemon from a different region, for example.
Yeah.
From what I've seen and it looks really good.
Knuckles needs to take these out because they're all armoured.
Yes, because where are you now? Because I know as we were having a discussion, you completed was it stage 3 or 4, and then you did a special stage?
Yeah, so Bingo Highway was stage 6.
Oh, so you're now up to 7, are you, or are you on 6?
The next stage is Rail Canyon, which is stage 7, and once we completed that, we're halfway through the story.
Of Team Sonic.
Yeah. But all the other teams do all the same stages.
And it's the same amount for each team, isn't it? So 14.
I bet you I was like a fraction of a second over. I reckon it has to be 2.5 minutes. Shit.
Whoops.
Another one for the going back video.